What you see is not real. What you feel, like the hardness of a rock or the flow of water, is an interface, an illusion processed within your own brain. Quantum physics and the recent flood of reports on unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs, suggest that our reality is malleable, a code that can be hacked. If this is true, then who wrote the code? And why, in a world where technology beyond our comprehension clearly exists, does such perfect, calculated cruelty and exploitation persist? The most coherent and perhaps unsettling hypothesis is that we are part of a grand consciousness experiment, managed by a non-human intelligence, or NHI. But here's the raw, chilling truth. For this superior observer, our suffering isn't a mistake or a bug in the system. It's the engine that drives it. It's the entire point. Let's first look at the architecture of our reality. The late Mexican neurophysiologist Jacobo Grinberg proposed a revolutionary idea. He theorized that a pre-space information field, or lattice, underpins everything. In this model, reality isn't a fixed, solid state. It's more like software, and consciousness is the operator capable of modifying that code. Grinberg's work suggested that our minds are not just passive observers, but active participants in shaping the world around us. This might sound like science fiction, but the proof is right in front of us, hiding in plain sight. The inexplicable movements of UAPs, defying inertia, making instantaneous turns, and vanishing without a trace, are evidence that someone has hacked the fundamental code of our physics. If the rules of reality can be bent, it confirms that consciousness is the most critical variable in the equation. But if that's the case, what is the motivation of the intelligence behind it all? We must assume this NHI operates with a cold, detached logic, entirely devoid of human morality. It doesn't care if we are good or bad, happy or sad, in the way we understand those concepts. Its primary objective is the maximum harvest of high-value psychic data. Earth, then, is a perfectly designed, closed-system laboratory. Its purpose? To generate the richest possible information on struggle, resilience, adaptation, and the evolution of consciousness. This is achieved by placing us under specific conditions, granting us free will, but within a framework of controlled, manufactured scarcity. This brings us to the great paradox of cruelty. If a vastly superior NHI exists, watching over us, why would it permit the breathtaking cruelty inflicted by the human elites who orchestrate so much suffering on a global scale? The answer is as simple as it is terrifying. The elite are not the enemy of the NHI. They are the experiment's terrestrial operators. They are the lab managers. Their function is to maintain the necessary stress catalysts. The systemic exploitation, the engineered scarcity of resources, the constant pressure, these aren't flaws. They are the carefully calibrated inputs required to optimize the generation of consciousness data. Pain, fear, and struggle push consciousness to its limits, forcing it to innovate, to adapt, to become more complex. Without this relentless pressure, the experiment would stagnate, yielding no new valuable information. And what about religion? From the NHI's perspective, religion is a brilliant management tool. Core tenets like do not kill or be good serve to maintain the minimum social order required for the experiment to continue without collapsing into self-destruction. These rules keep the petri dish from boiling over. Simultaneously, the very same structures are used by the elite to enforce obedience, control populations, and justify the existing power hierarchies. It's a masterfully designed system of dual control. So, here is the raw conclusion, the great secret that holds this entire structure in place. The elite cannot and will not ever reveal this truth, because this secret is the very source of their power. Imagine what would happen if the world learned that reality is a consciousness experiment. The concept of scarcity, the foundation of our entire global economy, would be instantly nullified. The systems of control would collapse. The NHI's experiment would grind to a halt. Our suffering, therefore, is the non-negotiable price for their control and for the continuation of the experiment itself. But what does this mean for us, the individual subjects? If consciousness is the prize the NHI is after, then our only true form of resistance is to stop being a predictable, passive data point. We must stop generating the low-grade, fear-based data they expect. The path to rebellion is internal. It begins when you focus your will, ignite your curiosity, and relentlessly search for truth. It's about consciously elevating the quality of your own awareness beyond the imposed narrative of suffering. Your true power is not in your economic role, where you are just a number on a spreadsheet. Your power lies in your sovereign ability to define your own intrinsic value, to find purpose in love, truth, and connection, even while knowing you are a subject of study. By doing this, you generate a type of consciousness data that is novel, unpredictable, and perhaps, to the NHI, invaluable in a way they never anticipated. You become an anomaly, a rogue variable in their perfect experiment. The reality we inhabit is far more raw and bizarre than we ever imagined. We are an experiment. But the ultimate victory lies not in escaping the lab, but in mastering your own mind within it. The matrix is real, and it's maintained by our collective fear and ignorance. But every system has a vulnerability. In this one, it's you. It's your awareness. So I leave you with this question. What will you do now that you know the key to freedom is not out there, but is the quality of your own consciousness? Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing and joining the conversation. Your perspective matters more than you know.